Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday. I'm gonna start doing this thing called Freaky Friday, and I'm gonna do murder cases on Friday. I have definitely not figured everything out for the day, for the filming schedule, so I will get back to you guys on that. But for today's Freaky Friday, we are going to be talking about the case of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. This is also a case that is related to concussion syndrome by proxy. If I said that wrong, I apologize. Which basically is forcing fictitious illness upon another person, which is basically what this case is. It is the case of a mother named Dee Dee and her daughter, Gypsy Rose. Even by the time that Gypsy was born, Dee Dee had gone around faking her illnesses. People say that she was doing it to receive attention and sympathy for being a caretaker for a sick child. Other people were just saying that she just did it because she wanted to. But some of the cases that she has, some of the illnesses that she said that Gypsy had was sleep apnea, leukemia, muscular dystrophy. She also claimed that she had seizures, asthma, hearing and visual impairments. She went through multiple surgeries on the eyes, had her salivary glands removed, her teeth even were rotting. She also had Gypsy wheelchair bound. Yet, Gypsy could walk, didn't need a feeding tube, which she had when it was placed in her as a young child, and did not have cancer. Let me repeat that. She did not have cancer. And the reason she was bald, her mom shaved her hair off. That must suck, man. Experts say that Dee Dee had a mental illness called concussion syndrome by proxy, which I've already stated. Most people play along with this because Dee Dee appeared to be charming, devoted, and caring towards her daughter. So many people believed her. She also had nurses training, so she was able to correctly, describe symptoms and stuff. But one thing that always seemed to happen with her is that the medical tests that were done on Gypsy either came back as conclusive or have been contradictory to what Dee Dee claims were saying. But if doctors or medical professionals went against what Dee Dee would say, she would basically stop seeing that doctor and then go see another doctor. Another thing was that Dee Dee supposedly gave her daughter medications to mimic certain conditions. That way she wasn't caught lying. And as Gypsy got older, Dee Dee basically forced her not to say anything at appointments by squeezing her hand or instructing her beforehand to be like, oh, don't say this. So it was always Dee Dee who was giving medical professionals Gypsy's fake medical history. Another thing was that she also claimed Dee Dee told her father, his name was Ron, that she had a chromial disease, which led to all of these diseases that she had. So he believed her. He praised her for being a devoted mother and a caretaker to her, which only boosted that further. When family members noticed that Gypsy didn't need a wheelchair and started asking questions, Dee Dee and Gypsy moved. And in 2005, they moved to Missouri. Springfield, Missouri, I believe is what it was. Another thing that was able to explain the missing medical records was that Dee Dee also claimed to be a victim of Hurricane Katrina. So she used that to pass off the fact that there were missing medical records. But as Gypsy got older, it was harder and harder for Dee Dee to control what her daughter did. And as she got older, Dee Dee would mess with the medical, she would start lying about her daughter's age. This will come in handy later, but she went even as far as to alter the birth dates on her daughter's birth certificate so she would look younger than she actually was. But like I said, as Gypsy got older, it became harder for her to control it. When they moved to Missouri, Houses for Humanity built Gypsy and Dee Dee a new house. It was pink, it was wheelchair-based. They also got tickets to Disney World, concerts and other things, because Dee Dee claimed Gypsy was so sick. And because she was in the wheelchair, that kind of proved it. In 2011 is when things really started to get Gypsy didn't want to be there anymore. So in 2011, Gypsy actually tried to run away with a man she met at a science fiction convention. But Dee Dee found them through mutual friends and on Facebook and stuff. After Dee Dee got her daughter back, Dee Dee convinced the man that that Gypsy was a minor, even though Gypsy was 19 at this point. After this, Dee Dee brought Gypsy back home, and this is when Dee Dee just went crazy. If she wasn't crazy already, she smashed her computer so she couldn't be online, because she had snuck online and stuff, and we're talking to people online, and Dee Dee didn't like that. So she smashed her computer, and even according to Gypsy, went as far as to physically restrain her on her bed. So basically tie her to her bed and not let her go. Eventually, Gypsy managed to get back online. It didn't say how. She managed to get back online and joined a Christian dating site where she met Nicholas Godot or something like that. His name is really hard to say. But they had been talking for a little while, and eventually she told him the truth about her mother's actions, and went as far as to convince him to come and kill her mother. Yes, I said kill. So that they could be together. June 2015 rolls around, and Nicholas comes into Dee Dee and Gypsy's house and repeatedly stabs Dee Dee while Gypsy is in the bathroom waiting with her ears covered so she can't hear anything. After this, they leave the house and return to Nicholas's home and his parents' home in Wisconsin, where eventually the police found them. After this, Gypsy got online onto Facebook and said something along the line, that word for a female dog, I don't want to get demonetized, is dead. She later claims that she made these posts because she wanted her mother's body to be found. In 2016, she pled guilty to second-degree murder and got sentenced to 10 years in prison, although she will be eligible for parole beginning in 2024. Time skipped 2 years, and Nicholas was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. So, Gypsy now is actually very healthy. She says that she has found more freedom in prison than she has ever found with her mother, which I get. And people have asked her if she's happy that her mother was dead. And she obviously said, I'm glad I am out of that situation, but I am not happy she's dead. So, I guess it's kind of like a win-win. Her mother is no longer controlling, but she's in prison and her mom is dead. I'm not justifying murder or anything, but she felt there was no other way because her mom was controlling her. Her mom trained her to believe that if she tried to speak up against her mother, people would not believe her. So in my mind, I see this as she was helpless. She had no other way out, and this was her way out. And now she's free, but not at the same time. Alrighty, guys. So that is the case. So there's still more to it because this hasn't ended, since Gypsy will be eligible for parole in 4 years. But I want to give a shout out to biography.com because this is where I got all of my information at. I will leave a link to their website, which I got this page off of if you want to read more off of it, down below. My social medias will be in the description below. Leave a like, a comment, a subscribe, and I will see you all later. Mwah!